YouTube screen here.
Nice idea.
And we should also.
Can I get this shit?
So hello anybody. If there's somebody joining us for the live session, we are setting things up still, so we might be live. And if there's anybody in here, hello to.
We are live.
We are live. And we don't know how many people are live with us. Maybe there's no people.
It's alright.
They will have a good time.
Yeah.
If they don't, we have an early day off, but they should.
Then let me just go to Twitter. It's a bit shame that it didn't work on the Facebook.
Next time.
Yeah, next time. It's a bit weird. Join us for casual hangout on YouTube. Yeah. So live viewers, this is our office, and Onmo and Christian Dia are still working hard on the Kickstarter.
Hello.
Campaign. It's the last 40 hours or something like that.
Yeah. So tomorrow is the last day we.
Yeah. That's pretty insane. And Akos, he's still drawing here in the background, so we're all working really hard. The only
I'm
people
just catching and enjoying my time.
So the only people who are not working hard, that's the sound department.
Yeah.
We're just sitting here in the couch.
The only ones who care about the community.
Yeah.
The real heroes.
I care about the community.
That's nice, Christian.
Can I have a beer?
Yes. Yes, you can. So we have one viewer.
We have a viewer.
Yes.
Yay, welcome. Shout out to our viewer. We can all fit here easily.
Yeah.
Right.
With corona safety and everything.
Okay, how are you guys feeling?
I feel satisfied.
You feel satisfied?
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
That's not that kind of.
we just cleared no stretch goal.
We did?
Yeah. Like 20 minutes ago or something.
Damn.
It's not another one out.
Okay.
So you already knew. Yeah.
I didn't know. So we cleared 2 stretch goals today, did we?
We're going to clear probably.
Stretch goal and a community goal.
Mm.
But we might clear 2 stretch goals today. It's going really well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know.
But we're fucking awesome.
Where's the actual camera?
It's right there.
Can you curse on stream?
You can't curse on stream.
He would just.
YouTube is gonna ban us.
He just.
For helvede.
Cursing in Danish.
Splitte mine bremsejl.
Stealthy boy. Okay. If you have any, Hey, Matthias Jensen, hello there. I assumed the chat was on by mistake. No. What does it mean, Daniel? Streaming expert number 1.
We did a test stream earlier. Where we just tested the audio and the video. Then we actually ended that stream, so I don't know if Matthias is still watching.
Matthias, if you dare,
back us on
make some noise.
Give us time of life.
We'll say that.
Let's see if we have input.
We have input. They can't hear us. Otherwise, it would have been very embarrassing for the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 5 minutes.
Okay, so I tweet that out.
We should present ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm Christian. I'm the game director. This is Daniel,
the audio director.
And I'm not a director.
This is the audio slave.
Now it's called follower.
Follower.
Yeah. Okay, follower. And you can't see him because of Nikolai's gorgeous face.
I'm Akos, and I'm just a boy who likes to draw.
I'm Olmo. I'm Big Daddy Game Dev.
Big Daddy Game.
You gonna try to make that stick?
It's just my nickname on the Serenus Forest thing. Yeah.
It's a new thing.
Yeah.
No, it's an old thing. He's always been the Big Daddy Game Dev. Even before we started.
Would you guys like some cheese and wine?
Some cheese and wine?
No, thank you. Actually,
I would like some wine.
Somebody broke.
Alright.
into
Then
the palm
let's,
tree.
let's produce the white wine, and
That's
I
a
have
good-
some cheese and ham and some tomatoes.
As is traditional when you only have 48 hours left in the
Exactly.
Kickstarter.
You
I'll
have to
pass it
feast.
around.
Yeah, you
I can take a
spend
tomato. It's
the
very.
time-
It's kind of Italian, I guess. The Italians on the.
If you would
Oh,
like
it's
some,
smelly.
if you would like some
Yeah.
forks, they're right
You
here.
can have it. Nikolai, you can take this from me.
I'm just gonna spread the word.
You
that
wanna
we are
spread the
live.
word?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like everywhere. In the Vestenebel Facebook group.
The Vestenebel Facebook group.
I
Vestenebel
think I can find another-
You
we
should
should,
sit over there.
is
Sit over there.
me and Daniel's hometown.
Yeah.
It's a very small town
There's a funny story that
with a big potential. How
Yes.
did we actually meet each other, Daniel?
we met we met each other for the first time 2 times, I would say.
First time, the 2 times?
Yeah.
Go on. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So so when we met each other, according to the game development, it was actually at a game conference here in Copenhagen
Yes.
called Spilbar, where we kind of recognize each other's faces. Like, I knew I have seen you before. I could not remember you.
You could not remember
no,
me?
No, honest.
I knew exactly who you were immediately.
Oh, that's a bit awkward. Yeah. I never told you
I'm,
that.
I'm appalled. You never told me this.
Oh, maybe
I thought we recognized each other immediately.
Yeah.
As
Feeling cheated.
maybe I wouldn't have gotten the job then.
no. How could you forget such talent with the saxophone?
Yeah. That's
When-
when.
How did we meet originally then?
Okay, so we actually met when we used to play saxophone together back in 3rd, 4th grade.
I just realized we're breaking all the Corona rules.
All of them. Yeah,
Is this 1 meter?
that's much
Is this
better.
1 meter?
That's at least 2.
I think I have a face mask somewhere.
Yeah, so we actually
But
used to
isn't
play
it
saxophone
okay,
together
like,
back in the old days in Vestenebel and in Ågård.
what rules are we
Shout
breaking
out.
now?
All of them.
Sitting. But what's
2
the
meters
limit?
distance.
There's like 5 of us.
I'm gonna put this on.
Isn't it like a?
What? Actually, I just got my test yesterday.
Oh,
Yes.
was it positive?
Yes.
It's don't
That's
worry,
negative.
guys. It's all positive.
Wasn't positive. It's actually pretty bad in Copenhagen these days.
Yeah.
But we only see each other, so we're, I guess, the social bubble to each of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of
They,
being gamers. We don't have like huge social bubbles, so we
I have many friends. That's
Okay,
also
okay.
non-gamer friends.
show off.
Yeah, I know. Stay safe out there.
This guy has
seriously.
friends.
Now I'm covering for Akash.
It's alright. You can just stay there. It's fine.
So that's true. Me and Daniel used to play saxophone together in all of the churches in our local area. It's very
Yeah.
romantic, actually.
Yeah.
We had I remember our teacher was a trumpetist,
Yes.
which you should really, if you want to learn the saxophone, learn from somebody who plays the saxophone. But I think she was actually quite nice.
Yeah, she was awesome, actually. Shout out to Susanne Gundal.
Yeah. Do you think she's watching the stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Susanne.
We should talk about the game.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do you have any trumpet in the game?
Are you quizzing me?
Yes.
Okay, we do have trumpets in the game.
We
When?
don't have too much.
When bam, 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 that's when you defeat an enemy. Yeah, there we go. Daniel, can you talk about the interactive sound design?
Oh, I would love to.
So, for example, I just said when you kill an enemy, something happens. How does that happen, Daniel? I'm gonna strip. Because
Yeah. Ooh.
yeah, it's because you're talking about interactive sound.
Because it's so sexy. Yeah. So the thing is that I have made a lot of small musical segments that plays on the next beat or on the next bar when something happens in the game. So, for instance, when you defeat an enemy, then you get a nice little not cheesy trumpet fanfare like or something like that.
it's less cheesy than that in the game.
Yeah. It's much more subtle and it actually fits kind of good.
Why is
to
that
the
nice?
soundtrack. It's nice to hear that the soundtrack actually adapts to your choices. The game is all about choices, and choice matters.
What a terrible sellout. What do you want to do?
The new tagline.
Yeah.
It's not the new tagline. It's been the tagline for many years actually.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe just one many. I mean, many might be a bit stretching it a bit right there.
For the decades that we've been working
For
on
the
this game.
decades that we've been working on Scarlet Republic, so good to finally see it happening. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's really nice to have a non-static soundtrack. I mean, it could be easy just to compose like 3 minutes of music and
Yeah.
bam, put it in the game, copy paste it whenever something happens.
I think it's really nice as well.
I think you should tell about the grenades because I think that's pretty cool how they work.
Yeah, actually, that's something that I'm really proud of, and I don't think we have implemented fully yet. So when Gaspar he throws a grenade,
Yes.
right? Then the boom goes off at the next bar, and there's like a pickup with some timpani, like a timpani, and right on the one beat, bam! Then there's the explosion. So the grenade explosion always fits to the music.
Sounds sick.
And we got a lot of requests to that. Can you please synchronize the grenade?
It was
To the music.
That was the first stretch goal. It was just a hidden stretch goal.
yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
€1,000 stretch. It was like finally we might have a chance of getting that in
Yes.
the game. But you already did it.
Yeah. Actually, one way to do it.
Can you talk a bit about the musical inspiration for the game?
Yes. So I got the prompt from you to make the soundtrack that it should sound like tango, flamenco, fantasy, put it all together. Make
Yeah.
some music out of
I'm
that.
very good at prompts.
Yeah. Just basically said make something like and something with some guitar and
Sounds like me. Sounds like me.
yeah, and then I had to make sense of it. So I took a lot of inspiration in this Argentinian tango composer called Astor Piazzolla.
Yeah,
He's a brilliant composer.
he's a very good tango composer.
Yeah.
If you don't know him.
Never heard of him.
Shout out to my man Astor.
Do you think Astor is watching the stream?
He's dead.
Probably.
He's
So,
dead.
yeah.
Miles Davis dead?
Long time ago.
But you also had him as an inspiration. I remember the
Yes.
sketches of Spain.
Yes. And I
Think he
remember
did.
that you didn't like that.
I liked it. It was Gustav who didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it when you jazz.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'm the only one who appreciates it when you jazz.
We all agreed that it was a bit too jazzy at that
I
point.
also noticed that you jazzed in the main theme with the solos.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody else has noticed.
No, but I talked about that in the length at our game audio playthrough.
Oh.
So there's like a 2 hours recording of music then.
So you would say it's not really a secret.
Not anymore. So I took my weakness and turned it into my strength. So the feedback that I got from the main theme was that it sounded like an improvisation.
Yeah.
Then I thought, then let's make more improvisation out of it.
I really like the main theme.
Thank you very much.
Can we listen to the main theme?
No, because we're on a Mac and it doesn't behave well to sound being played on the computer.
I can turn it on.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can turn it on.
We're not done with the main theme anyway.
It's only 99.7% completed.
Which is the most completed it's ever been. No, was it 99.8 at some point?
It was then, yeah, then
It was.
What happened?
Feedback happened.
Feedback happened. More feedback happened.
There it is.
And it's probably gonna sound wonderful to the streamers out there.
Very
Yes.
high quality.
You can listen to it on the Kickstarter campaign.
When we did it in our first stream, Daniel,
Yeah.
when you listen to it, it sounds okay.
That's
you
true.
can hear it. It's
It's
hard the
because
best
of
quality. but
it's because of the nice microphone.
Thank you, Toman. They're not
Mr.
paying me.
Toman.
Toman.
Yeah.
It's rød.
It's spot on Toman.
What's Toman?
It's the biggest music store in Europe.
Yeah, killing all the nice little local music stores.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn
Thank
it.
you, Toman.
Thank you, Toman.
It was a
Shout
good
out to
decision.
Toman.
I'm sorry, it was a good decision.
You remember this music store in?
It's fine, don't worry.
Do you remember this music store in Copenhagen called Forsound?
Yes, I remember.
They went bankrupt.
I can come.
Because of Toman?
Yeah.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Support locally. Thank you.
Yeah.
Says the hippie.
Always.
Support your local Kickstarter projects.
Also that.
So, Nikolai and Daniel, maybe you can talk a bit about, I think some of the coolest things you've done as a sound team on board was when we did the audio world building, where
Yep.
you made the trip around the city-states. What was that?
I'm glad you asked, Christian.
Yeah. We did not
Yeah.
prepare this.
Such a random question.
I'm trying to shoot them down.
Yeah, it's really tough. So
Yeah.
when I joined the team in January, you were just starting the world building process, where our man Akos were drawing a lot of inspiration. He was building some mood boards with the inspiration for all the 8 city states in the game, and I was just coming from another small game I worked on where I had found out that it really helped a lot to make some audio sketches to build the world, because you can do some really big things with audio that it takes too long to build visually.
Was that the furry game that you worked on?
No, it wasn't the furry game. That's
Okay.
that world is too big.
You cannot badmouth furries on the on the live stream.
Don't
It's a
Like,
core.
don't push
issue
away
of
the-
audience.
don't push away the furry community.
Don't push away the. Look,
No.
as you can just subscribe.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you.
Welcome.
No, it was
If you're a furry, we did not mean what we just
No.
what we were just saying.
no, it was a survival parenting game that I did
Okay.
at something called Daddy-O. Like
Do you play as the parent or the kid?
you play as the mother and you see if you can raise your kid or if he will be your death in the end.
He will be a death.
He can be,
That's a dark twist on the Tamagotchi genre.
It was actually
Sounds like an
Tamagotchi
epic
inspired.
parent.
Okay, back to the sketches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I joined, I read through all the things that you wrote, Christian, in what would you call it, like the game design documents.
Are you talking about the World Amble
Yeah,
stuff?
exactly.
Yeah, that's hey, shout out to World Amble. We use it for all our world building and like lore posts, story drafts. That's basically it. No, actually a bit of design as well. We got like chapter strings and
Yeah.
like decision trees in there as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, you read through all of that. I think you might be the only one, except for me, who's read through all of it.
Yeah.
I did it.
That's true. Oh man.
That's really a lot. I mean, I was really impressed and a bit shocked that you went
Aw.
so deep with the world for the game. So we had a lot to work with. So what we did, Daniel and I, was to visit all the city states and imagine, okay, how would it sound if I was standing on a roof in this particular city state, and what would the most distinct sounds be? And also for some of the music sketches, you were thinking, how would they use music in
Yeah.
the city states? So for instance, for Limena, which has a heavy focus on infantry and military,
Yeah.
you went with some music that they could use for that.
So our vision for Lemina was that they didn't really use music for their enjoyment, but they use it for practical reasons. So to use it to be in sync with each other, and they use some horns to like to have some signals on the battlefield and all of that. That was a really interesting approach.
Yeah.
The same with New Valoni. They also found that they might only use music for religious uses.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think we did this at the same time as Akos was doing sketching all sorts of stuff for the world. So we had a nice back and forth inspiration going, which is something that we're going to use for the rest of the game production because it worked really well.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
What?
What do you think of that?
Of
of that whole thing?
I think it's very nice.
Thank you.
Yes, you know, I thought it was very nice. There was definitely a few of the cities that I really like loved being in your audioscapes. Is that a word?
Soundscapes.
Yeah. Soundscapes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many? There's a lot of seagulls in some of the cities.
Yeah. I have a really big seagull library.
Yeah.
Seagull
And,
fetish.
they always come to my microphone.
Yeah. They do?
Yeah.
Oh. Akash, what are you drawing?
You guys.
Actually, that's true.
Can you see it?
That's true.
When we
True.
end the stream, we'll see what Akash has been made.
Wow. I think it's promising.
Guys, cheers, huh?
Cheers.
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 To 40 hours remaining on the campaign. And then awesome final, awesome finish. Let's hear it.
Boom, 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 boom.
Post the update.
Cheers.
I am about to post it. Cheers.
Nice.
then.
I don't have anything to
What
What
do
would
you
Take
you
a
like to-
Weinigem.
Oh, yeah, there's a wine gummy.
And you want a beer or something?
Yeah.
There's a beer on the table behind you, Christian. Can you
Thank
reach
you.
over? Let's see the
I could
alcohol
also
free.
go for one of those wine gummies.
Woman.
And if there's anybody in the chat on YouTube, then can say hi, or you can ask a question,
Yeah,
or
that's good.
give a comment, or anything like that.
Like, there's people here from all parts of the team, so I don't think there's anything we can't answer. Unless it's...
Let's it's 3D Blender.
I think
If
we
it's
can,
really, I can probably answer, unless it's really some details that Rado would know better. Our 3D artist. But
We also cannot share the secret of who's cutting Gustav's hair. That barber. Gonna stay secret. But
That is a stretch goal as well, I think.
it's a community goal. Yeah.
Totally musical.
Another music got weird again.
You can wait again. Epi, what are you doing? How are you getting into that computer?
What music was it?
It's a Discord server manager guy called Epi. He's also a sound designer slash musician.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. And he made some music, and I followed him on SoundCloud. So when it's finished with playing our own songs, then it just plays his songs because he's basically the only one we follows on SoundCloud. And that's a big thing.
We mean we should follow more people on SoundCloud. Do we have many followers on SoundCloud?
That's an excellent question, actually.
Let me check.
Okay,
I
on this on. Does that count as a community goal?
maybe
9 followers.
9
followers.
followers. Thank you, 9
so
people.
Those are how many people are in the studio right now? Like affiliated? Like 10, 12?
Something like that.
so it's
Okay,
us.
so somebody's not following us.
Somebody's not following from the studio. I think it's Rado.
Could be.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh wait, there's some comments that we didn't see
Shock that
earlier.
wine.
Oh,
Not a
some-
furry, but a sound designer. So equally as nice. That is niche. Niche.
Mm.
It's
That's nice.
it is nice and niche.
Noise.
Shock
It's
that wine.
noise.
Thank you, JMD Music. We will.
It's my good friend Yannick.
Yannick.
Yeah, we went on efterskole together.
Audio is a bit quiet. Did you turn it up?
We have maxed it up. I don't know what to do. Maybe Yannick, if you have some good ideas, we are using this Streamlabs things.
How can you fix our stream?
I don't know. But I mean,
Whoa.
it's the first time that I'm using Streamlabs.
Yeah.
And I don't see a gain button for the audio. This just no. Yeah. We cannot put it in plus. I know. So we just have to shout a bit.
Yeah.
Hello, Yannick.
Well.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Christian, can you tell a bit about how the writing started? Because it's so much
Ooh,
now.
yes.
So what was kind of the initial part of the writing?
Let's see. How did that start? So it was kind of a. You can add a gain plugin.
A gain plugin. I'm gonna do that.
Are you gonna do that?
Yeah.
So I'll talk while you add the gain plugin.
Yeah, you should do that.
Okay. So regarding the writing for the Scarlet Republics, we started with going a lot back and forth between world building and sketching the story. So like with the very early days, it was just like we wanted to do a strategy RPG with choice, and we needed a setting that could facilitate that.
Mm.
And then we discussed various settings like tribal society, tyrannical society, like where you go up against the dictator or you are the dictator or whatever. And we ended up with this sort of city-state, multi-political society as a good vehicle for a lot of conflict and a lot of alliances and betrayal, which made both the strategic part and the role-playing part where there was a lot to play with on those accords. And then we basically started world building the whole thing, very top level to begin with, like who created the universe. I'm not joking. That was actually what we did. Like
That is serious world building.
Are the gods a real thing, or are they just made up? Which I will not share.
Oh. Actually, don't know the answer to that, or maybe
It's in the world
just
anvil.
forgot.
It's because you didn't read the entire world anvil. So started playing around with that a lot, and sort of figuring out how was it created, what is magic like, how does magic work. Some very very top level stuff, and then we went down to very very low level stuff like.
And you had no story at that point.
Let me see. No, I don't think we had. Like we had ideas for story. And then it became more like, what is it like in this city state? So we went from like high level stuff into the low level stuff. And then when we had a bunch of both, we started like knitting it together and making sure it didn't conflict each other too much. And then we drafted like the first iteration of the story, that we wanted this sort of vengeance story, this uncovering a conspiracy, traveling around the different city states. And making a lot of alliances and enemies on the way, and then we, after having that original draft, we went back to world building, and sort of from then it became sort of a like, what do we need for the story in terms of world building, and like what do we need from the world building in terms of story. So it became like a back and forth. And this, I guess, is kinda when we had like a pretty good draft of the entire story, where we were like, at the end, a lot of things just clicked together nicely, like a puzzle, which was a pretty crazy feeling. But we were like,
jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, we were like, this has a nice feeling to it. Like this feels like a story now.
And that was Gustav and you.
That was Gustav and me, and then we knew sort of that this is the story we wanna go with. And I think that was around the time where we really brought in Akash. So Akash had been doing some sketches of the world, but that was like when we included you in that, and were like, how would you go about visual world building for this particular setting? And then we had a lot of back and forth there, and some back and forth with you guys, where we could all inspire each other. And then that world building phase lasted, is still kind of going on a little bit, but lasted, I guess, until like March, April this year, where it was stopped as so much else by Corona.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a question.
There's a great question about the world building, actually.
Are there any games you've played recently that have helped influence your design world building choices for? Yes. So while we were building the world, actually, while we were doing a lot of the world building, we played, me and Gustav, the other writer designer, played through Divinity together, Divinity 2 that is, which ended up shaping the game design, I think, in a lot of ways, which in turn then ended up shaping the world building, because those kind of things also need to fit together. So while we were doing both, they influenced one another. I think that's been like the biggest influence that happened recently, game-wise. In terms of before that, like there was a lot of books, I would say, more that influenced us. So obviously Joe Abercrombie is a huge influence for the plot. Then you have a guy like Brandon Sanderson, who does a lot with magic systems and how they sort of work within the world, which has also inspired the world building phase quite a bit. you have Scott Lynch, who wrote Gentlemen Bastards, who we've looked towards a lot for the banter between the mercenaries. Sort of, he also it's about a thieving gang, and the banter between the different members of the Thieves Guild works really well, and we wanted the banter and the dialogue between the different members of the mercenary company to be sort of reminiscent of that. So that is one of the styles that we're going for in dialogue within the game.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if there was like other games that really put a huge influence on the design. What about you in terms of sound? Like any games that you really feel have influenced the way you've worked with it, or maybe the specific mood and genre and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, Banner Saga will always be a great inspiration, both in the music compositions, in the sound design, and how it's implemented.
And why is that?
Well, first of all, because it's
sorry. Because when you listen to it, I don't think like they sound alike at all. Our sound designs, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, they don't sound alike. They have a much more sparse sound design in music composition. That is much more fragile in a way.
Yeah.
We are more bombastic, and we like to have big sounds with critical hits, and we also would like to take inspiration from JRPGs to have like some over-the-top sounds and to have music everywhere in the game, right?
Yeah.
But Banner Saga, they have a lot of quiet moments.
Yeah, and I think it's been like a reference for us also, Banner Saga, although that we don't sound alike. It's been like a common reference for us to, for instance, for when I did some of the combat sounds, I had that kind of as, okay, this is kind of, if you want to go the minimalistic approach, and then like slashers or like Diablo games, if you wanted to be really really impactful and over the top. So it's been kind of important to have some references for us. That's been a big one.
Then I also came to think of what is this game that you recommend? This detective? No, this lawyer. What is it?
Yeah, Ace Attorney. One of my favorite series. Yeah.
I did play half of the first game.
Yes.
I think, and
Which
that's
one is it?
It's Ace Attorney. It's a Japanese point-and-click adventure game.
So that's why I don't know. Nice.
yeah.
Actually, I think you showed me once.
Yeah, the thing, like, I wanted you to take away from Ace Attorney games is how they use, because there's no voice acting and there's not a lot of action in the game. Music is so central to the court cases and the cross-examination and the characters. So the way they use music to tell a story about a character or present the characters, I think is really, really powerful, and I wanted to see if we could have some of that in Scarlet Republics.
Yeah, and it's definitely also been a challenge for me that you pretty much have said that you want music in all the levels in the game, that there should basically not be any scene without any kind of music, right? And then I suggest, okay, how about we just make it this scene without music? No, it has to be with music. So that's.
Have you stopped asking?
No, I have not. I can't give up. Then it's like, okay, then you just need to hire me for full time.
Yeah, we need a lot of music.
Yeah, and that's a really interesting challenge, because then you have to really think twice of how you compose the music, because you don't want to get too tired of it. That's also why it's a great trick with all the adaptive and interactive soundtrack, because then you can easily create a lot of variations just with like 4 bars. So if you have like 4 times 4 bars of music, then you can cycle that and you can shuffle that and you can put some layers on top of each other. So you basically...
How does it work then? Do you go in and then make the rules? So for example, take a dialogue scene. If I make an optimistic choice or a more angry choice or something like that, the music will then change?
Yeah, that's really the top level of how it could work, like direct influences. So so when you push on a happy button, then happy music comes out.
Happy button.
Happy button, yeah.
We can have a happy button in the game.
Stretch goal.
Another stretch goal?
Yeah,
I don't think we can have that many.
The happy we need the happy button.
That's true. It's true.
But I also want to make more subtle changes in music that you don't notice right away, but you might notice later on in the game, or you might notice on the second game playthrough where you think, there's something different here.
Yeah. Or maybe you shouldn't notice.
Yeah.
You should just like support the feeling in the game.
Yeah.
Or you don't notice it all because it's not in the game.
Yeah, it's only us. For us.
Matthew asks, do you have dynamic music compositions where instrumentation changes based upon location or gameplay changes?
Yes.
That's it?
That's it. And a great example of that we actually tested out pretty early, that you can try out if you want to be what is it? The commander and the strategist.
whether Remo or Valeria is the commander.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I tried a pretty simple effect. So if you choose Remo, for instance, then you heard the soundtrack played by classical guitar. But if you chose Valeria, then you heard it with a violin. And that's not something that you would notice right away, because you don't know that there was supposed to be a violin, was supposed to be a classical guitar. So in that sense, then I'm trying to tie those instruments with those characters in a kind of basic way. But later on, I also want to try to influence the harmonics beneath the melody, so that you might have a melody where you might get a minor chord instead of a major chord based on which choices that you make.
Yeah, and I think you can actually also do the same things with sound design, where it will be often even more subtle. For instance, if you have for the combat sounds, I'd like to have the same weapon on two characters. If one have really high strength stats and the other one has low strength stats, you want it to sound differently to reflect the character. And this shouldn't be something that you notice, obviously, because it shouldn't take focus. It should just reflect the game.
Yeah. Thank you for subscribing.
Compadre?
Compadre?
Doesn't that mean friend?
Compadre.
Yes. Thank you, friend.
Akash, any games that inspired the art?
The art.
Yes.
Yeah, games, but and mainly more like game universes. Like, obviously, I'm a big Warhammer fan. But also, what really inspired our style, and I actually discovered it like quite recently, is comic books, because I'm a huge comic book nerd, and I sometimes I remember some comics, like really good Superman or Spider-Man comics from my childhood, and sometimes when I see my drawing, it reminds me of a certain scene or character or and stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah.
Have you read some Danish comic books?
No, I didn't have the
courage.
The skill.
The Danish skill, yeah.
My Danish speaking skills are not very high level yet, so no. But also, I have favorite RPG games that probably inspired me, but like
which one?
Baldur's Gate,
Mm-hmm.
Icewind Dale, and all these old school RPGs that I really love.
What are these totally unknown games you mentioned?
But I don't know them.
These
that
are
well.
my favorite ones, and they have a.
And I think, for instance, that my favorite game genre is your least favorite.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what it is?
The rhythmic puzzle platformer?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. If you had the only true Chaos is asking, and I'm honored to be in the presence of the only true.
The only
Chaos,
true,
and not not some imposter.
No.
If you had infinite money, what element would you most likely see added to the game? Infinite money. That's a lot of money.
Whoa, that's infinite money.
Then we wouldn't care about the No. Question.
That's a great question.
I mean, we've discussed it a lot as a high-level stretch goal, but probably too much for us to handle with the current studio. But full voice acting, I think,
Yes.
could do a lot for the
Yes.
for the dialogue scenes. I would also, and it might be a DLC once the game is released and once we have time to sort of dive into it, I would also love to do stuff like loyalty missions for the characters. There will be something like that. We'll weave it into the story, but have like more full, like side branching storylines. It's beyond the scope for now because we're gonna focus on the core game.
Yeah.
But that's something I would really like to see added.
But
For
I mean,
sure.
but I mean, like if we had infinite money,
Yeah.
then would you rather make a open world 3D game, or do you actually like this kind of genre here?
No, I would like to make the Scarlet Republic. I mean, I love tactical RPGs. Those are my favorite games. I get enjoyment out of those like no other genre, and I also think that the story that we want to tell and matching the tactical RPG genre with a choice-driven story with branching storylines is something that not a lot of people have done. And I think it's a genre that's very well suited to it. I'm not saying that I would never be interested in making the big AAA game, but I think like if you were like what game does the world need? What game would you have the vision to create? And I would do Scarlet Republic.
And
I would
speaking
go
of the
full on with the itemization in the game, with all the weapons and armors, and I would.
Yeah, so it's
Like
actually mostly about scaling up what we already do in a bit.
Yeah.
And speaking of the branching narratives, okay, so if you did have infinite money, how many endings would you then write out?
Are you smoothly
Maybe I am.
adding this question
Yeah.
by Nimrod? Shout out
Yeah.
to Nimrod.
Shout out.
Infinite, randomized.
I'm wondering if it is a good friend of the studio, Nimrod, or if it is in fact the X-Men villain who has
I think it's the X-Men villain.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably is.
Which X-Men villain?
I'll voice act. Thank you, Seth.
Oh, we
We'll-
found one.
We will contact.
Yeah.
We should contact Seth.
Yeah.
Ask him if he's up for.
That's our Discord manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, shit.
Hey Seth.
Shout
Shout out
out.
to Seth.
And thank you for taking care of our Discord
Yeah.
once again. And also
I
shout
did
out
not
to
know he
Jonas.
was also I did not know he was also a talented voice actor.
Me neither.
Shout out to Jonas.
Okay. What about the endings?
Yes. Why not both? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know. But about the endings. So right now we have endings are a bit tough to discuss because what is a unique ending? I've seen some games that boasted of having like 30 different endings, and I was like, okay, maybe you changed a comma or so. But I like right now as the story is written, there will be 4 like vastly different endings. And then within those 4 endings, the ending of individual character arcs and like where organizations of the world end up and like several story beats will change a little bit, but there are 4 like major endings.
Yeah. 4 major endings.
Yeah, and then a lot of like variety between those.
Was it Mass Effect 3, which had like different endings?
Was that the one you were?
We cannot discuss the ending to Mass Effect 3.
Okay. Not in detail.
He remembered my name. Oh no, Daniel.
Oh
You-
no.
But yeah, but
But 4 endings also means 4 soundtrack endings.
yes, and 4
Variations.
different cutscenes. If we get the if we get that stretch goal. Yeah, you up for that?
Is it? How far are we with that?
I have no idea. You want me to check?
Let's check it here.
I have it right here.
No, I have it. I have it right here.
I'm faster than you.
I'm much faster. Here we go.
We are at
Done. No, I'm not.
almost 41. So
Oh, nice.
pretty good. We I'm confident we'll make it.
Yeah.
We might make the
Ooh.
nice cutscenes.
Oh, damn! There's a lot of packages today.
Yeah.
I mean, today has been an insane day for backers. I mean, we have gotten like, 60, 70 more backers?
It's beautiful east.
Just in like 6 hours or something?
Yeah.
No, less. Right? That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I saw spider-like machine in the trailer
a
you
crab.
sent. Are you planning
Oh, yeah.
more machines like those?
It's a crab.
So,
Yes.
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 I don't know how many more. So the
4.
world is at
3 is the magic number.
how much of steampunk is affecting the game? Yes, that is
yeah.
kind of part of that question. So there are. It depends on the city state you're in. Some of the more conservative ones, you'll see more traditional enemies like groups of soldiers, archers, mages. But in the highly technological one, like very industrial story and very like experimental, like university city state of Setona, you'll see a lot of it, especially in Setona. So part of it is weaponry, like we mentioned, the grenades, the traps. Could be like implants on weapons, stuff like that, and part of it is like actual crazy Da Vinci war machines. So you've seen the tank. We have an idea for a tower, nice arbalest. Akash,
We do?
anything you want to add?
I mean,
Any good ideas?
the possibilities are limitless with especially with Da Vinci's inventions. We can really pick any of it and redesign it and make it a little bit cooler, which is easy because they don't have to work in real life, so we have a lot of freedom to make it a
Are you
little
telling me that Da Vinci's wonderful flying machine and tank did not work in real life?
they're working, but that's the thing. They are working, but the design what we make by his machines not necessarily has to be able to work in real life. So we have some freedom there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
There's a thing also for prosthetics, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
prosthetics. Yeah.
That's also going to be part of the game, and
We could spar and...
I also think part of it is something that we haven't mentioned with the steampunk thing is the blaze itself, like the technology and how much that is worth. Like see it as coal or oil or gold or something. Like there is definitely parts of the country where there are heavy concentrations of the blaze corals that you use in the engines, and that plays a huge role. Like the whole money thing around it, like people basically being in the middle of a gold rush in certain areas of the city-states, and that will also enter play.
And if you think about it, Big Toad on the Discord, he mentioned that as a scuba diver, it's quite disturbing to think of harvesting corals,
Yeah.
because we are used to
Yeah.
protecting them, right, as a precious thing.
Yeah, good point actually. It was a great question there.
What is the great question? Add laser guns. Yes.
No. Top of that.
So, is there any conflict involving technology versus pattern magic because of differences in city state? Specifically, those two, like that particular conflict, I wouldn't say so. There is a conflict. There are conflicts between like conservatism and modernism for sure, and that relationship plays into it. But I wouldn't say that there's like any big sort of overarching conflict between those two factions necessarily. No. Also, guys, I think a Viking snuck into the office behind you.
Almut, did you see a Viking when you walked in?
Look behind you.
No.
No?
I don't know. Let me check. Wait.
Where is it? Where's the Viking?
What do you mean? I'm right here.
Is that your Viking accent?
I don't know.
that's
What
right.
is that accent?
What do you mean, my Viking accent?
It's a Western Viking.
Oh,
It's getting worse.
Well, then, we shall do it like this.
I think it's not a Viking.
No.
He's just an actor.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, we got a voice actor for the game.
Huh?
Yep. Seth is up for doing it.
Nice.
So actually, we have a voice acting reward in the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
We. Oh, the reward.
Yeah,
Not
reward.
stressful. Okay.
Yeah.
Cut the live stream. No,
So
yes,
anyway,
we do have a reward.
Yeah.
But what kind of voice acting is that? Can you elaborate on how that is? What can people expect of their beautiful voice in the game? if
They can
buy that reward?
expect being killed and maybe killing as well.
Yeah.
Like in a really
Yeah,
cruel
so
way.
like in the game.
What's your best war cry, Nikolai?
Oh.
What's your war cry?
Yeah, because look at me. I mean,
more like a chant, or like
Don't
have like
get
death to my
crushed.
enemies,
because-
or like
Oh.
because I played dead from the beginning.
Sneaky one.
Yeah.
What's your
you
best
could
one?
be like, war is music to me.
Do you remember that recording that it was like?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's still in there.
Playing an opera.
I'm dying. Yeah.
That's what I back. It's good memory.
Nice one.
I
Can't
knew.
wait to record you.
Good to
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you also, I mean, yeah, we also talked about that in the last stream there, where we talked about that we did it like a voice acting test just to see how it would be like all the vocal grunts like, and then you did some really great lines for Gaspar, for instance. Do you remember some of them?
I
No? Yeah, I do.
I've heard it so many times in the game, so I of course remember. Get down!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
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 Speaking of the grenade that we talked about.
Yeah. Speaking about the grenade.
Mm.
Actually, Gaspar has a personal skill that is his field experiment,
Mm-hmm.
where he will throw a grenade where you will not know what it will do.
Oh.
A randomized
Risk
grenade.
and reward.
So is it
might be a
randomized
last
or?
option. Yeah, it can be anything.
It's either
You can buff your
opens a
enemies.
portal to hell and summons a demon, or
1%
Brings
chance
on
of
the
summoning
angels.
Cthulhu.
Oh, that's a pretty good chance. Then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like the overlong death cry that you did had a 1% chance of triggering,
Yeah,
but I kind of feel like it always came.
1% was way
that's
too
what
much.
people think of the miss rate in the game. I think like they think, oh, but there's like a 2% chance of hitting. Why don't I hit?
Listen, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the perception of hit chances in tactics games.
That's a
Yes.
big topic.
every tactic game always cheats. Everybody knows that.
Right? There's a thing that you post a different percentage than there's the actual mathematical percentage behind.
Some
Because-
people do that.
Some people, most games actually do that, and it's
Really?
yeah.
It's
Player
a bold
psychology.
statement.
Okay. My theory is that most games do that because it is a proven thing that for humans it's really hard to estimate probability, and anything above 75% or 80% is in our minds automatically, oh, okay, that will succeed. But of course, there's a real 20 times out of 100 chance that you won't hit.
Very real.
But not in my mind. In my mind, 70% means
100%.
it's
It's gonna hit.
So then the question is, do you
3 out of 4.
do you play with that? Do you try to manipulate that so that the experience is right, or do you just go with raw numbers and count that people,
You punish people for being bad at math.
or being the humans they are, which
Also
we
that.
all are the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Good
good
question.
question. What people prefer? I would prefer the real numbers personally, but
You say so.
But then you get a situation like XCOM where people are like, okay, I got the 99% and I miss.
yeah, of course.
It happens.
We
You
have
always-
we
you
have
miss-
we have questions, guys.
All right.
Have you already finished the main storyline, or are there things still to explore and not finished? So the main storyline is basically drafted. There are a couple of things, especially concerning the ending, and all sorts of little nooks and crannies that I want to explore. So it's there.
The
It's
broad
not done.
lines are there.
Broad
You know,
lines.
the arc, you can see where you're going, who's involved.
If you're going.
If you
Next-
don't die in the tutorial map.
XCOM sure made me miss. Maybe they did. XCOM made me miss as well. XCOM once wiped my team in one turn on the Iron Man mode, and then I didn't play XCOM for a while.
I finished XCOM 1. I don't know
Okay.
what difficulty, but then I started the second game and I played like 2 hours, like 2 missions, or one mission I tried like 3 times and then I just stopped.
Because you were bad?
Yeah, but I don't know if I was bad. I finished the first one, so So probably I'm not that bad. I don't know. It was weird because I tried like 4 or 5 times, like, and it's like always failed. Maybe I didn't. Maybe some new mechanics I didn't consider.
There must be.
Must be, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's it.
there's another question. Also, what are your individual favorite characters you create? Did you put some
Mm.
personality from you into those characters?
So who is this question for?
It's for all of us. Nikolai, who's your favorite character?
That's a tough one. I like Brunella. I think
Okay.
she's
Yeah?
she's interesting because she's like this guardian for the 2 main characters. So they have an interesting relationship. Her being in part of their mercenary army, but also having this kind of parental ish relationship to them.
Did you have a crush on her?
I won't tell you.
Daniel, who's your favorite character?
Kaspar?
Because he has interesting sound design.
Yes. That's the short answer, yeah.
Okay.
Agus,
Mine is Jacopo. He's a really well written character, first of all, and he's quite a 3-dimensional character, both writing perspective and design perspective of like the art. And I like working with ugly characters. I don't like the all the beauty and
is that because you can see yourself in the character?
exactly.
Yeah.
I can see myself in those ugly characters, and I like them for that reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Jacopo, the old
Quartermaster.
quartermaster of
Yeah.
your company.
Olmo, who's your favorite character?
Jacobot.
I think Carmen, because she's a nature hippie, and that's
But
cool.
you have a crush on her.
I did from the beginning. You know that. You know that. That's a really good question for all of us.
Yes.
From Seth Turnbull. I have a big question. Does the team as a whole have any plans to stick together and work on other projects in the future after Scarlet Republics?
That's a big question.
We have many good ideas, actually.
Yeah.
Just today, I came up with an awesome idea about a tactical RPG on a lake with ducks fighting seagulls.
Is it also a
Branching storylines. No, it's not also a written puzzle.
Okay.
This is a
Then I'm out.
But I think
Yeah.
the everybody in the studio is working hard. So in the future we can keep working on games together, on stories, and
And this is also the original idea or the original intent for this whole company. That we started out, yes, we want to make this awesome game. The plan has always been to go long term and build this into something sustainable that produces multiple games.
And all of us here, besides Nikolai, we're actually stakeholders in the companies. So we have a big interest in that the company
to
succeed.
let you know.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Just also because that they came in later than everybody else.
Yeah.
So
I missed it.
you missed it. You missed the train.
you might not miss it.
Yes.
But
Yeah. So we're gonna stay here for a long time.
But let's finish this one game first.
that's a good.
Yeah, but I think from the time that we all, and especially you, have worked, we've really shown that it has a lot of value that we've worked together
Yeah.
for already such a long time. That I mean, when we can see that, for instance, Arcos, he's just really improving his skills and being much faster at building stuff for the universe, and it's just such a huge value.
We're growing and learning together in the company, and as also we agreed in the beginning, we all here. To me, it's like one of the most important thing that I can improve here in this company, and it's perfect place for that.
Yeah.
And,
We made a pact.
There's always space for learning. It is the best investment in the future. Sorry for the cheesy line. I like to do that, in case you didn't know. And I would like to add the other thing that makes us really strong is that we make a big effort of building trust amongst each other. Like really getting to know each other and admitting mistakes and talking openly about what is going on and what we would like and all these good things.
Also, I poisoned everyone, and I'm only like handing out the antidote sparsely every month to make sure they stay.
Yeah, that's actually
Well,
true.
that's good.
That's a
I
true
trained my body to resist poison over 5 years.
Nimrod actually has a really good idea. You should have some luck mitigation. Every time you miss, you gain a small amount of resource, and you can use it as a utility. So even if you miss, you at least gain something.
Oh,
That is very interesting. Or we could punish people for missing. Like, you missed, you're now also destabilized.
Yeah, now you're also permanent.
Yeah, permanent death. Might be a little bit. But that's a good idea.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea. Yeah, because then you kind of feel rewarded when you miss. Like, didn't miss, but yeah, it's okay.
It should not be an active strategy to miss, though.
No.
Is it like with each miss your character will become more angry and gonna hit a bit harder or what? Frustrated?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, it's also
I
a good
like the
idea.
idea. I'm
Don't
thinking,
you know that when you like fail, you're like, but next time.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
Seth is very interested in the dog versus seagulls idea now. Okay, so it's a branching storyline, multiple ending,
Oh, no.
tactical RPG,
Oh.
where they fight over control
wicked,
for
yeah.
the lakes. The geese are like a neutral force. They're the merchant you can buy stuff from. Otherwise, you're fighting. So for the seagulls, for example, there's different classes. The hooded seagull is the rogue class. Then we have the albatross, definitely the seagull tank. And then we have the silver seagull, probably kind of like the mage seagull. Can you draw seagulls?
Yes, I am an artist who specialized on drawing seagulls
Birds.
in the university.
What?
I took that
So
class.
how do you imagine
the seagull
soundtrack
drawing
in it?
class I took?
The soundtrack, I imagine a lot of bird sounds.
Yeah, okay, that's Nikolai's
Birds,
call.
birds singing.
Birds singing, yeah.
Bird singing.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe no music.
Oh.
Maybe just wind and songs of birds. And then, yeah.
So
That's the basic idea about the seagull game.
It's gonna be huge.
What's the bird like comparison to a furry? Because it's gonna be huge in that community.
Oh, okay.
Featheries.
Yeah, like a, what do you call it? Peacock. Maybe.
I don't think so.
No? Then what is?
Plotline to Untitled Goose Game 2, yes.
Yes.
Okay, what is this one? Let's say you have a resource bar of 100 energy. Every time you miss, it feels like 5 resources. Ah!
You get
Can
back.
you read it aloud again?
It's
Yeah.
it's
Can we read it down?
it's an expansion of the idea about when you miss, you
Yeah.
gain something. So let's say you have a resource bar of 100 energy. Every time you miss, it feels like 5 resources. At 25 points, you can do ability X, which is a weak thing, like maybe heal a character for some HP. At 50, you can cast a more powerful ability, but it takes longer to get there. And yada yada yada.
Ah, that's awesome.
That's
Or
a
it
good idea.
restores your stability points. Somehow, like a little bit with each, so you get something.
It's a bit counterintuitive to the lore. Like we mentioned that I get more and more frustrated, but my inner stability improves.
No, but then maybe you can have, Lady Luck, Fortuna, whatever. What is probability? What is chance? But if that interplays with pattern, anything
What
like
is probability? What is chance? Those are some big questions.
yeah, nobody knows. It
Nobody
just
knows.
happens.
What are you on Tinder?
No. That's just Ida.
It's either.
No, it's just my girl.
Just
If-
give in.
Either if you're watching right now, he's not on Tinder. He's talking with you.
Yeah.
We can
Well-
vouch for that.
Yeah. But I just gave her the link
Swipe left, swipe left.
to the stream, so don't say anything now.
Hi, Ida.
Welcome to the stream.
We all like you very much.
But
No.
no,
What? You had a butt?
No,
You have
no,
something you wanna?
I don't
You
know.
have something you wanna?
I don't think she's.
But that idea of accumulating reward through missing, I really like that. It makes it a reward to miss, which offsets the frustration.
Somebody should write it down.
It's written
Yeah,
down.
right here. What can you tell us about religions in that world?
Oh.
Ooh.
Daniel, can we show a sketch on the stream?
Like a.
Like a picture.
Yeah, like a picture. Yeah. For sure. Like which kind of skits?
I will send you.
We have the Pantheon thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, there are 3 big religions in the world. Each kind of, sort of, related to each big geographical area. The two most important ones are the two-faced gods of Corsano, which is the Corsani pantheon of 7 gods, who each represent a duality of human life. So, for example, you have a god of anger and calm. You have a god of pride and humility. You have a god of generosity and avarice. And the basic sort of tenet of faith is that the human being is not like a balanced human being. You have to have vice to also have virtue. And therefore the gods are equally likely to punish somebody who's too virtuous than somebody who is too sinful. That means that it's all about basically keeping the pattern balanced through like allowing yourself to live on both parts of that duality. Then there is the other big religion, which is from the northern country, the theocracy of Ive, which is a much more dogmatic religion. Here, keeping balance to the pattern is about submitting to a very strict set of rules. What is it? Thought you said god of anger and corn. Yes.
Corn.
It's very important to have some corn in your life. Laos, given the game's setting in time and place, it would be awesome to have an accountant class specialized in the novel concept of double entry bookkeeping. Think it over. How would the sound design for the accountant class be? You did the cashier. You have all the cashier sounds.
Yeah.
The
The one there.
strategic
Can we
can
show
be
the
something
cashier
like
on the
that,
live
no?
stream?
Yes, we definitely should.
I can't see us.
We also did last
The
time.
strategist
wanna
is
see us. I
something
wanna
like that, no?
The strategist is kind of like that.
Or
I don't think the strategist has a double entry bookkeeping skill though. But I know it
That
was a
would
stretch
make
goal that
sense.
we met kind of recently, so I haven't really fully designed it yet. So that might be up for possible.
Just a quick shout out from
From Ida?
from Ida. She says that we are looking fine, and she says thank you for the shout out, and that I need to go off Tinder immediately.
Please do so. Please do so.
Daniel, I sent you a sketch.
Yeah. Okay, let's try it.
Can you show it?
We just
Please don't show all our secret messaging.
exactly. So I'm just gonna download it, and then I'm gonna share the screen here. Let's see. Downloaded. For the freeloader, isn't that one? Cool. And then we're just gonna be careful that we're not gonna share anything. Yeah. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I can actually. I'm just.
Was there any Spanish?
Wait, we have some audio issues.
I think the
It's
audio
because-
is the audio back.
There we go. Now we should have sound back. Sorry guys.
Somebody please.
So as we were saying, at the end of days, what happens is okay.
Yeah.
What you see here is a concept of Jax, like an early sketch Akash did, of the god of honesty and deception. who is one of the two-faced gods, and his sort of moniker is the Raven. So it's like blue ravens of honesty and black ravens of deception, and just to show that. Woohoo! Great. Will there be any creative fart noises in the game?
Nikolai, I think that question is different for you.
I think maybe we're into the thing about missing again. Like every 1,000 time you miss, you might have a creative
Every
fart.
1,000.
Your hero gonna
I mean,
Get a monkey.
just to
Well, I
encourage,
think
just
that-
to encourage people to.
I think
to
that I
miss.
think what was proposed was that we do something positive when
That-
you miss.
that is a
So when you do 1,000 misses, you get a fart sound.
Yeah.
And then an achievement unlocks.
But is it a
Sounds
monkey fart?
rewarding.
Yeah.
Extremely
yeah.
rewarding.
I have both a monkey fart, but also some wet.
Monkey farts.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my
Like
library.
genuine monkey farts
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you've
Is it
recorded.
different than
I
the
haven't
human
recorded
one?
it myself.
You've spent money
but
on
yeah,
buying genuine monkey farts.
Yeah. I think it's a chimp.
A chimp?
So, yeah.
$6.99.
How much? How
Wait,
much?
did you
Did,
bought
how
the-
much did
to
the
buy the
how much
monkey
did the
fart?
farts cost you?
That's secret.
That's
That's a corporate secret.
spent company money.
Yeah. I mean,
Obviously.
I think that's gonna bring us success.
Okay. We need more money on the Kickstarter so that Nikolai can buy
More monkey farts.
More monkey farts.
They're pretty rare, so
They're pretty rare.
yeah.
Like monkeys don't fart. Or-
People don't record them. I
Ah.
guess,
Make an
They don't
Easter egg
record
where you
their
can
own
find
fart
it.
because they-
all your misses.
they're smarter than that.
I think we would probably go too far away from our very grimdark, very low fantasy sort of story aesthetic.
You think so?
It's a bit
That
too
would-
low fantasy.
Yeah.
Might be like a special setting.
That reminds me of my dream version of our DLC
Yes.
that we talked about, where you sing the song, the soundtrack, and
Yeah.
Olmo he does the sound effects. Can you just try it out?
Just tell us if it's something you like. We can make it into a stretch goal. Or
Yeah.
are there any Easter eggs? Now.
We wouldn't tell you.
It wouldn't. What sort of Easter bunny would we be if we revealed to you the location of all our eggs? All of our well-laid bunny eggs.
Yeah.
The answer is no. Obviously not. Why would we?
Yeah.
Where would we even place them?
Because they're fun.
Well,
One more.
Oh, sorry.
Sarcasm.
Where's the shield? You have to
101.
With the sign, I need to see it. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
get it.
It's like her. With bunny ears.
what's your favorite Easter eggs
In other games.
Yeah.
There's some more sketches online now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Easter eggs. Arkish.
Yeah, that's me.
There was a Zerg, not a Zerg. What are they called? From
That's StarCraft, no?
yeah, from in Warcraft 3, if you in one of the maps of the Undead campaign, in the first levels there, you cut enough through a forest, then all of a sudden there's a what are they called? One of the Zerg units, and they put it there as a fountain.
I
That
was
was-
always a
Oh,
Warcraft fan.
just
not
new
a
sus-
StarCraft
New
fan.
subscriber
James
Music.
from
Wait, I thought he
Yannick.
was. Thought he was already subscribing.
Yeah, but
I
he
actually
also
thought so too, Yannick.
unsubscribed.
Oh, in a way, yeah.
There was like in Witcher 3, there's like a whole sub quest where it's just like one Easter egg after the other from classical fairy tales. It's rather hilarious. Monkey Fart DLC.
That's
Yeah.
a great one.
But then I need more. I need more.
You need more? Okay, we can perhaps arrange something.
I don't remember the
What
game.
is what's going on up there, Daniel? The one true cast is saying.
Oh, it's because
Zergling.
it's because that I have this chat box activated, but it's only
Oh,
getting one comment here. That's pretty
Zergling?
interesting.
maybe
Is it
Zergling.
something from
Yeah,
you?
Zergling, the one bigger, the one that shoots poison arrows or something, but it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Are there
Yannick.
Are there going to be weather effects in the game, like fog or rain? Olmo,
Oh,
we have a question if there will be fog
we
in the
have
game.
already, no?
We have some
rain.
fog. It's
And
just not
rain.
fog of
increased
war
chance
yet.
to slip.
We have rain as well.
We have rain.
Do you think there will be fog of war in the game?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
But
How do you plan?
This is an internal joke that none of you is gonna get.
But
might
for
be
that,
fog of
we
war in
might
the
need
game.
to share the Kickstarter page a bit wider so more people can see it. Because then we have the funds to build the Fog of War.
It's terrible.
Let's go.
We plan to have Fog of War regardless of stretch goals.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's on the way for
It's
a
on
while.
the way.
They're teasing
It's
you.
just difficult to make.
Hydralisk. Was that the guy?
Yes, you got it. That's the one. Thank you.
One. The Hydralisk.
Yes.
Why is his comment showing up on the screen, but all the others did not? That's a pretty interesting question.
Well, who set up the live stream?
I actually did, but maybe Yannick will will know again, because again I got this software recommended by Yannick, and I've not used it before.
Okay. Thank you, Yannick.
Thank you, Yannick.
Seems like some excellent software.
Yes. And shout out to his game. Did I forgot what it is? That's a
Oh,
bit
that's a
embarrassing.
good shout out.
That's a great shout out. Oh,
Let's see here.
yeah, that's embarrassing. It's a great game though.
I wish there would be a platform where you can type your question and you get your question.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Can't imagine that. Will there be many strong female characters? Hashtag it's time.
Will be only strong female characters.
I think we have a lot of strong female characters actually.
Mhm.
We have Brunella, who's the primary guardian of the game. Valeria, one of the
Protagonist.
protagonists. Carmen, Rafaela. Agus and I discussed this a lot, but we think like diverse casts are more interesting, both in terms of gender, but definitely also in terms of age, which you've like had to tell me a lot of times that don't make them everyone too young. Then it's gonna be
Yeah,
like a
it was a
teenage
problem
fantasy
in the
drama.
beginning. In Anvil, Word Anvil, we have all the characters and all their attributes, and at some point after the third or fourth character, I was like, went to Christian that Christian, every character is aged from 20 to 28, and there's nothing before and after, and like, okay, Jacopo is the only older character.
Brunella.
Yeah, but it's still, it's like everybody is fit, young, good looking,
It's true.
which is okay. I just I like ugly characters, as I said before.
Yeah, and it's about building a believable world.
Are you saying that all old people are ugly?
No, not really.
Beauty is in the eye of the
Many.
beholder.
So, are shape mages rare in the world? So, the sort of three mages, like types of pattern mages you have in the game. You have the shift mages, which are by far the most common. Like most people can probably do like very limited shift magic, at least intuitively. Shape mages, much less common, also because it's something you very much have to train. So you go to university, you graduate as a shape mage. It's not something that is affordable to everyone, and it's also something that is like you have to have the talent, which is rare. And then you have this.
Christian, the important distinction between the two is that shift mages are internal, right?
Yes, they
And
can.
shape mages can do something to other humans.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
the big differentiator.
Big differentiator. And then we have the siphon mages who can steal from other humans, who are the very rarest of the bunch.
And they're the coolest as well
Also that.
in the design, at least.
Are we using the straps? You already wrote an
Yes,
answer.
I actually did answer.
Have you
yes.
considered to release a demo?
That's a very good question, and actually I would like all of you viewers to help us with that. So I know Nim, you for example, you've played one of the early demos. We're good friends, right? We are in a situation where we have 1,200 people on the Kickstarter page, and of course we want more backers. Now, releasing a demo, that demo will not be perfect. It's about weighing the risk of releasing something that will put people off against something that shows people, oh, this is actually fun to play.
And it is
how-
fun to play.
It is fun to play. And how do you make that decision? My question to you.
Because there is still placeholder art in this. It's not finished. It's buggy. It's early.
There will be a bug that breaks the game, and then you have to start over. and-
It's early. So we kind of. So to answer the question, yes, we're considering it.
I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Bum 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 bum.
What kind of magical beasts
exist in the world? What about dragons?
Oh, that's a big one.
There are no dragons.
Yet.
For now.
For now.
There are no dragons.
Yeah. Do we have horses?
No,
Okay.
only mechanical horses.
Yeah.
So we wanted from the beginning to tell a low fantasy story. So we limited the world very early to only be humans, or at least humanoids. There's magic, but that's probably what we're gonna do with this game. We don't plan for any krakens or dragons or gorgons. But you know, who knows? We might.
I
throw
would
one
be
or
really
two in.
happy to have these beasts because it would mean that I can design them, and I love designing monsters and stuff. So I hope.
We'll do a high fantasy game for you one day where you can go
Or a
crazy.
sci-fi game.
Oh, a sci-fi game.
Sci-fi
Don't know. Only stream to Twitch. Sorry.
Yeah,
if you-
no, that's, yeah.
Are you you're ruining the chat.
Oh, I'm fixing it.
Why?
I think you just need to set people's perspective and make sure they understand what you're releasing. Yeah. Personally, I don't ever play early demos. So different opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we.
So who knows? We might just release a gameplay demo in the last day of the Kickstarter.
The last days.
Last day,
Oh.
Which is tomorrow.
It's just tomorrow.
which is tomorrow,
Yeah.
Alright.
12 o'clock. We might just. I'm not saying we're gonna. There's a
Okay.
possibility that we
Yeah.
might.
Interesting.
What's the miss?
It's
Wait
a
for that.
bonus game.
I have no idea.
But you know when you have 95%
I have no idea. I think
chance of hit,
Yeah.
one
but
of our
still.
one of our members have gone rogue.
Oh.
Was that he's reposting a question.
Okay.
I already answered. Sorry, Nimrod. So no, there was not really a Spanish Inquisition moment. The pattern mages have always been kind of like respected members of society, even powerful members of society. It's seen as something that's much more natural and normal because they've always been there.
And it's probably because it's affecting most of the people, so it
Yeah.
makes no sense to have an inquisition to go against these, because when almost everybody has at some level, then it's
So magic in the world is basically, as it's always been there. It's kind of like science that you can study. So it's something that people educate themselves in and understand to a much higher degree than like what you typically see as magic in a fantasy world, where it's all mysterious and stuff like that. The pattern is seen much more as a law of nature that some people have the ability to tap into. Really, I'm a bit.
What? Really loud.
And
Okay,
Nimrod
yeah.
is a bit high, so he must have missed my answer to the question. I'm sorry, Nimrod. Not for you being
Nice.
high. That's it's on you. But
That's great.
but I'm sorry you didn't hear the original answer to the question. So should we toast a final toast to our followers
Yes.
and call it a
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
To a great
I could
stream.
stay here for hours, just so you know.
We know.
You will.
We know.
You're always-
Thank you so much for tuning in to our live stream. Thank you so much for all the questions.
and see you tomorrow, right? We're gonna
yes.
have a even bigger stream
Yeah.
with gameplay and with
With
everybody.
midgets and dwarves.
With
Well,
gameplay,
with the-
we're gonna play the game.
I mean, we should.
I think we should play
definitely
the game
Play the
tomorrow.
game.
Can we
I've-
set that up?
Yes,
Like,
we can.
yeah.
Oh, we're
I-
also gonna play with the guy.
That's true.
Yeah.
I haven't
Tomorrow,
played our game for a month.
tomorrow, and whoa, tomorrow, and got a lot of stuff. Tomorrow, we're gonna do a stream with RPG Night.
Game night.
Game
please.
Night. Sorry.
Something, Tobias?
Yes, we will post a link to it in the Discord and in an update where we will actually play the game together with him. So if you're eager to see the gameplay, check that out. Also check out Colonel RPG on YouTube. He did
Yeah.
an awesome playthrough of the early build. Make sure to tell all your friends about the Kickstarter if you haven't done so already,
And family.
and family,
Yeah.
loose acquaintances, people on the street.
And there's
And-
this green bar up in the corner here at the screens. It's showing our
I don't think it's been updated.
community. I don't think so either.
But what does it show, Daniel?
It says well, it's our followers on Twitter, Facebook, and Steam, right?
Just Twitter
Follow
and
our
Facebook.
Twitter and Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm?
So when we reach 750
Mhm.
followers, then you will all get a nice reward.
Yeah. So like us on Facebook,
Yes.
follow us on Twitter,
Yes.
And get your
And-
friends to follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
and your loose acquaintances, your
Yes.
family,
We said that already.
any monkeys you know. If you
Okay,
do
no,
know
just-
monkeys, send please contact Nikolai.
Yeah,
who
yeah,
wants
yeah,
to
yeah,
record
yeah.
their farts.